Today on Cooking with Gerry, we're going to make grilled vegetables. It's one of my favorite ways to prepare veggies in the oven, but I don't have an oven, so I've got the grill being prepared outside. I'll show you at the halfway cook point, but I'll show you the method I would use if I were to use an oven. Here I have cauliflower. I left the pieces fairly big. I have also some pumpkin, big pieces. And here I have a sweet potato, also fairly big pieces. I used this green scrubbing brush to clean the skin of the sweet potato. I like to keep the skin on if it's still in decent shape, and this one was. So these are the three veggies, and the way I like to do it, I have in the frying pan, it's been on the heat for about 1 minute, almost a tablespoon of salted butter and about a tablespoon or a bit more of virgin olive oil. I'm just looking at the smoke coming up from my fire for the grill. I like to use more butter, but I finished all the butter that I had. So, in this frying pan, it's all melted. I am going to put the sweet potato, the pumpkin, and the cauliflower. This is not to cook. This is to coat the vegetables with the butter and the oil before I put them on the grill. And you could put them in an oven safe container, either one of those with the higher wall, or you can even use a cookie sheet. Here I'm using this that I've used in the past to make bread. Other vegetables that are good in the oven, as far as my taste, any kind of sweet pepper, red pepper, green, yellow pepper. Carrot can be nice. Zucchini, but keep the pieces big with the zucchini because it cooks very quick and it'll otherwise be soft and mushy. Beetroot would be nice. And you are going to have your personal favorites. So just stirring everything around to coat with the butter. I don't need the heat anymore because the butter has melted and the olive oil was already liquid. So trying to get each of the veggies and the sweet potato coated. And then I will transfer them. I'll just move this out of the way. Here is a bread pan. I put a layer of oven paper to make the cleanup easier because the sugar from the veggies will caramelize with the heat from the hot embers. And I want cleanup to be easier, and I also underneath have another layer of just these random pieces that I had cut previously to fit something else, just as a bit more protection. And then these veggies are going to go into this pan. It's going to be full. There we go, fits in, nice. And then I'm going to clean off the oil and butter that's left on the frying pan. It'll give it a nice flavor. In your oven, I would say something around 350 degrees. Farenheit. I'm not sure what that would be. Celcius, maybe 170, something like that. And I'm just poking them down, try and get it flat. because I want to protect this bread pan from the heat. So I have a protective coating that I made. Here I have these I made from one of those big oval serving trays with the high walls. The neighbors a couple of months ago, they left it behind after they had left. So I cut it in half. I cut the rim off because I couldn't get it straight. It was factory rolled. And I cut it in half, and with each half I made a fairly specific container to put the bread pan in. So this is how it's going to cook. Now all I have to do is bring it out to the grill, and probably in about 20 minutes we'll come back to show you the halftime progress. Alright, we're outside now. It's been about 20 minutes and I'll show you the veggies and the sweet potato. But first, quick update from previous variety shows. Here is the structure I built to protect the plants from rain. There is a good shade from a big tree. I think it's avocado, but I don't see any fruit yet. And also, I'll show you from the first variety show. These are the squash plants. This one's doing really well, and they're all doing awesome. So let's go back to the grill. Here I have this giant saucepan lid just to try and contain the heat. And I also have underneath, this is aluminum that I folded, and using a hammer I tried to flatten, and here's a grill. And here are the veggies. I stirred them already at about 10 minutes because the bottom is the hottest part because it's the closest to the wood. So I'm just going to stir them again a little bit, get the ones that were on the bottom to the top, and probably for me 10 more minutes and it'll be done. I don't want the sweet potato or the pumpkin to be mushy, but your preference might be different. I also forgot to mention in the first segment, with the sweet potato, after I wash it and cut it, I like to soak it in water in a bowl for about 5 minutes just to remove the starch and the stickiness that comes off when the potatoes cut. So a good recommendation for you as well, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes and I'll show you my lunch. So lunch is ready. I let it cook for about 15 more minutes after the previous segment, and I added a bit of salt, 2 pinches, and some extra virgin olive oil. You can add lots of different spices. Paprika would be nice. I would put it afterwards, not during the cooking process. If you like onions or garlic or oregano, whatever your preference is. And also I have a small avocado that's ready to eat, so that's also on my plate. And I'm looking forward to this lunch. Just let me show you what it looks like. And also, I don't think I mentioned, you can add other ingredients. If you have meat and it's not cooked, put it in at the beginning when you put the veggies in. Usually meat will cook in about 35 or 40 minutes in the oven, depending on how thick of a cut the meat is. Ground beef, if you mix it all together, would be tasty. You'll get the fatty that melts off of the ground beef, bacon, cheese. I mentioned those, but if you can, if it's at all possible, try and get the meat or chicken or pork or fish from animals and fish that were able to live like animals and fish. You probably have to look for it, because what's usually available at the grocery store is from factory farming, which isn't the best choice for your body, and it's not the best choice for our planet. So I did recommend those things, but I don't personally eat them. I'll eat chicken once or twice a month, and same with fish once or twice a month, trying to go with the smaller fish because they have a lower concentration of mercury. So please try something. Grilled veggies, very tasty. You can do it also on the barbecue. I recommend keeping the pieces big so that they don't fall through the grill. But in the oven, lots of options, and while you have the oven on, you can cook something else. Make one of the breads that we've done in previous videos, or prepare even a meatloaf or a hamburger with grass-fed beef would be best. And the timing is going to be similar for the veggies, depending on if you like them crunchy or softer. You will adjust your cooking time. So, thanks for watching, and I'm gonna eat my lunch.